Welcome to Need for Speed 2, Episode 2. Alright, so it is now time for us to head over to our second track in Need for Speed, which is Outback. And officially, since I have already completed the Proving Grounds, obviously, I know I forgot to do this in the previous segment, but as soon as I get down to the knockout section, I shall remember to include the track info.
Enjoy the breathtaking view as you cross over the Harbour Bridge into the bustling streets of Sydney. The steel and glass of the city soon gives way to the red sands of the desert. Here, you can lay it out on the sun-baked roads of the Outback, where you'll encounter craters, rocks, and canyons that decorate this vast, arid landscape. Bring plenty of water for this race, because you may soon find yourself thirsting for more than just victory.
Yeah. So basically we get some information about each of these tracks, and also furthermore, as you may know, we also get track records as well. Obviously, for these tracks here, of course. And I wonder if there is one for... yeah, there is. And also furthermore, my best time on there is only 8 seconds slower than the overall record, which is pretty good. Even though obviously I am playing this on simulation mode, so, you know, yeah, there is that. And so, I think, just because of knowing how I'm willing to bet most of this track is probably flat out. Obviously, I'm not going to use the McLaren again because I've already used that once. And I don't think the Ferrari is really going to help me that much, so I think for this one I'm going to use the Jag. And as for the colour, well... know what, yeah. You know what, yeah, let's try this thing in purple.
Initially conceived as a concept car, which was to attain an unprecedented 220 miles per hour, the sleek, limited edition Jaguar Xj220 was crafted from a dream into one of the world's fastest production road cars. The Xj220's beautiful aerodynamic styling draws inspiration from such legendary Jaguar cars as the C and D types, the rare Xj13, and the famous XKE. While many supercars focus on performance at the expense of comfort, the Xj220 makes no such compromises. Beneath its curvaceous skin is the traditional Jaguar all-leather interior, with a high feature specification that includes power windows and air conditioning. Derived from the JV6 twin-turbo racing engine, the Xj220's growling 542 brake horsepower V6 can make it leap from standstill to 60 miles per hour in less than 4 seconds, and take it to a top speed of over 210 miles per hour. The Xj220 remains one of the world's greatest supercars, with streamlined looks and outstanding acceleration that provide a truly inspiring driving experience.
Alright, so got the info there, also had a look at the stats, and yeah, I think I'll be okay with Outback in this thing, and obviously I'm gonna show off the video because that's just what I do. Oh, that was very dignified briefly, and then suddenly and then suddenly everything
Initially
just really
conceived as a
started moving.
concept.
But yeah, there we go. It's also kind of annoying on how whenever I usually do return to the showcase section, we basically have to hear the narrations over again, but obviously, since I've already heard those once, obviously I don't need to hear it again. And officially, we are now going to head over to the second race of the tournament, which is Outback. And hopefully, if I have done this correctly, the Jag Xj220, from what I can tell, probably is the sort of car I should be using for this, because, well, this car is not quite as fast as the McLaren F1, but fortunately this track is not as fast as the Proving Grounds. And I chose this thing in purple because
3, 2,
why the hell not?
1, go!
Also because obviously I prefer to challenge myself. And, okay. I'm gonna have to remember there are actually corners on this track. And, oh my god! Yep, I almost got forced into the wall there. It was just literally so close. Yep, okay, now the mistakes are starting to set in. And this is probably going to be an ordeal before I get out of Sydney. And I think I might be out of it this time, so hopefully this is where we can pretty much start going flat out. And obviously I'm hopeful that this time I will not make as many mistakes when I'm out of the city than I will if I am in the city. But anyways, in spite of all the mistakes I've been making, somehow I have managed to catch up to the leaders. So, this has not been... Yep, okay. That did not go the way I was wanting it to. I do not know this map. Well, at least I was able to stay close to the leaders. But anyways, got through my first lap and it is a long one. And almost avoided the wall, but somehow I still had to hit it. And hopefully this time I've got a bit more of a grip on this thing than I did on the previous lap. Because obviously my first lap, as I more or less expected, was terrible. And I'm going to have to remember that L1 is to honk the horn. But hopefully this time, if I did not make the same mistake I made on the previous lap, then I may have a shot at taking the lead. But we'll wait and see. Because I really don't want to make the same mistake twice. Which is something I have done before. Anyways, closing in on the leaders. Hopefully this time I might be able to have a bit more of an opportunity at taking the lead. And I just took someone out. But I don't think that matters, because I'm now up into the lead, and someone, I think, just hit the wall. I think someone just hit the wall. But anyways, I now lead this thing for the first time. And I have still not been successful in avoiding contact with the wall. Meanwhile, there is still me at the front. And I think I have managed to become one with how this thing works. Or at least, I've managed to figure out how the course works. And looks like another Jag has just taken the lead. And I'm getting bullied. Even though I am trying to get myself back up into contention, and oddly enough at the moment, that is where I am now. But hopefully this time, things for the rest of this race should go smoother than they have been doing for the early parts of this race. And when I say early parts, I mean the first lap, but obviously, yeah, anyways. Okay. Managing to keep my foot to the floor.
Best lap, final lap.
And now it is the final lap here at Outback. And I still continue to hit that first turn wall, but fortunately for me at least, I have noticed these AI have also been hitting the first turn wall quite a lot as well in this race. And I have now been dropped down to third. And whoa, Jesus! Fucking hell. Yo, what the fuck was that? I think it just literally flipped as soon as he touched the guardrail. Or unless that was the pavement he touched. But yeah. Jesus Christ. It just literally flipped as soon as he touched the pavement. That is unbelievable. I was not expecting him to flip, and also furthermore, I was not expecting myself to get out of that one unscathed, and yet somehow still be in contention for the victory, somehow. Considering obviously this is the final lap, and somehow I have managed to keep my foot to the floor, and just gonna have to avoid making the mistakes now, and up to the start finish line, and it is victory on my first attempt at Outback in my Jag Xj220.
Congratulations, you have won the race.
So there we go. I did not think that was going to happen, but somehow I was still able.
Congratulations, you got a top time for this track.
But somehow I was still able to achieve victory on my first attempt. And in the end of that, so I won by just under a second ahead of Nitrous, who was in the Isdira 112i. Then in third it was Crash in another Jaguar Xj220. Fourth was Menace in another Isdira 112i. In fifth was Eraser in the third Jag Xj220. And Blur was sixth in the Ital Design Kala, or Kala I should say. In seventh was Zippy driving a Lotus Esprit V8, and at the back in another Ital Design Kala was Nemesis. And my best lap time came on the third lap, which was a 139.6. And officially, overall, yeah. Actually, no, I don't think I need to view the replays because I'm basically just getting my thumbnail shots from the fucking car selection videos, so don't think I need to have a look at the replay. But anyways, there we are. 2 tracks down and still 4 tracks remain in the tournament. As of which I achieved this on my first attempt. Now I'm going to save this. Because that is just what I do. So, saving records. Yes. And I am also going to save my progress on the tournament. So, saving progress. Yep, accepting that because I did remember to put my full name in, or my first name anyway, but yeah, there we go. So, that was Outback in tournament mode, and so next time we shall be heading over to next time we shall be heading over to North Country. But of course, until then, stay tuned for more of Need for Speed 2.